to the SHW pre-show.
SHW, this is our wrestling.
Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
Checkity check 1, 2. What is going on, everybody?
Check. The band is back together.
Yes, we are.
V3 is in the house, the action building for SHW60.
Can't do it.
This is the pre-show. I'm Brandon Benefield, a.k.a. B-Double, if you will.
If you will.
Alongside GB Gerard Bonner and the beautiful Diana Michelle.
Hello.
You guys, feels
Hi.
good to be back. Feels
Good
good
to
to be
have
back
you.
in the house.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. So good to be back.
It seems like everything works better when you're here. We did it on our own, and
Wow.
you know the internet didn't want to work.
It's all
and
good. It's all good.
It was all kinds of craziness. So
Yes.
welcome back, sir.
It worked out, and I tell you what, we got a huge show tonight, and I cannot
do.
wait. I know there's been like 7 big matches, I believe, that have been announced already, and we're going to touch on those here just a little bit. But man, it feels good to be back. Doors just opened here at the Action Building.
They did.
And the crowd is starting to flood in here.
It is.
And
Speaking of flood, it is raining out there. You guys be careful as you make your way because we know you're coming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
We
Yeah.
have shelter, we have food, we have warmth, and we have excitement, and we have entertainment. So bring it on, baby.
Good things happen on rainy nights.
Don't they?
Trust me. So you don't want to miss what's going to happen here. It's been a big week
It has.
in the world of
Yes.
wrestling. I mean,
Yeah.
from start to finish. And so I think this is a great way to kick off the weekend. SHW 60. My God, our 60th show.
You know, before we get too far into the card here, which we'll give you a quick preview, I do want to mention, so you talked about it being a big week, a big weekend last weekend. It was 5 days ago. Sting had his final match
Yes.
at AEW Revolution
Yes.
up in Greensboro. Well, on that same token, I want to give a special shout out to a buddy of ours. It's going to be his very last show here at SHW. Our buddy Wrestling Snapshots, Corey Tatum.
Oh, yes.
One of the best photographers in the business. He's here tonight, and we saw him a little earlier. Got to give him a big hug and a big present from all of us,
Yeah.
which is very cool. So shout out to him. We're going to miss him.
Yeah.
He is
The wrestling world is going to
absolutely.
miss him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he realizes, and maybe it'll hit him at some point, just how important he has been to not just us, but all the roster and everybody that he takes photos of for their headshots and all that good stuff.
It makes us look good.
Yeah, and not only headshots, but the ringside photos he does, the action shots, unbelievable. So big shout out to Corey Tatum, Wrestling Snapshots.
Yes.
Follow him on Facebook. You can see all his work. He's incredible. So we're going to be sad to see him go, but you know, it's a time for a life change and moving on to the next chapter. So
Can respect it.
much like Stinger said, it's showtime for the last time. Corey posted earlier today that tonight is showtime for the last time. And so we can't wait for tonight, SHW60. And
We're going to work him extra hard tonight.
DJ Turn Up and DJ Tonic up there on the 1s and 2s, got the music bumping in here. And by the way, I saw Rob Rod earlier. Have y'all seen Rob Rod?
Yes, I did.
So Rob Rod moved to Florida several months ago, and he hadn't been to a show in a while. So Rob Rod, special shout out to you as well.
Yeah.
Good to have him back. But let's talk about this card coming up. You heard us talk about it in the weeks leading up to tonight. The Pick Your Poison Challenge between Chip Day and Hunter James. Chip Day, of course, the JTS Legacy Champion.
Yeah.
Now, Jake the Snake implemented this Pick Your Poison Challenge. The way this works, each guy picked each other's opponents, and during the course of tonight, during the course of those matches, whoever can, first of all, win their match, and second of all, win it in the quickest time, the fastest time, will then get to pick a stipulation when they meet each other for the JTS Legacy title down the road.
Right.
So let's start out with this Chip Day matchup. Hunter James picked Adam Priest.
He did.
Adam Priest,
Match of the night.
who had a classic match with Kyle Matthews.
Kyle
last week.
Matthews, absolutely.
And Kyle Matthews, of course, the former tag team partner of Chip Day.
Yeah.
And
Priest got the win in that one,
Priest
too.
got the win.
Yeah.
And so, man, if that match is any indication, then tonight's match against Chip Day is going to be something special. Now, you always got to keep your head on a swivel because Matt Griffin is going to be floating around probably whenever Adam Priest is in the ring. So what do we guys think about this matchup? I know who you have in mind, Diana. There's no question.
Do I have to even say it? I'm going to get a board or sign or something. I'm just going to hold it. Hashtag bad boy.
Yeah.
Hashtag bad boy Chip Day.
Yep.
This is going to be a great match.
Yep.
This is going to be probably the match of the night for me. I mean, it's Chip freaking Day. Whatever. It's Adam Priest. Okay, great. It's Chip freaking Day versus Adam Priest. They're both amazing.
Yeah.
They are. But them together with all this going on is in SHW with Hunter, with Matt Griffin, with Adam Priest's attitude, and Bad Boy Chip Day. This is going to be a fire match.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
I think it's going to be more than the match of the night for you. I think it's going to really steal the show tonight.
Yes.
You know, those two guys, technical wizards. They can do almost anything in the ring. And, yeah, it's going to be a big, big night.
Yeah.
And for those two to be able to battle, you know, Hunter James obviously was very strategic in who he decided to pick for this match because, again, I believe you told us that whoever wins the match the quickest is going to get the opportunity. And you've got to imagine that Adam Priest is not going to be a quick match by any stretch of the imagination for the JTS Legacy Champion. So I think this is going to be a fire match that could potentially go whatever the time limit is.
Yeah.
Think about this. Adam Priest's job is simple. He doesn't necessarily have to beat Chip Day.
Yeah.
All he has to do is get him to the time limit.
Yeah.
If he gets him to 20 minutes, that's almost a cakewalk for Hunter James, which I can't call anything a cakewalk, but 20 minutes is a better chance to possibly get a win than if he loses.
Yeah,
Right.
and I'm kind of curious because I saw Matt Griffin posting on social media. There was some sort of deal made, obviously, between Hunter James and Matt Griffin in order to get Adam Priest into this matchup.
Yeah.
So I don't know, you know, money involved or whatever it may be, but
well, he's
some
Hollywood.
sort of deal.
You got to think
been
he
a
can do
situation.
anything.
It may be a situation where they think if Hunter wins the title at some point, then Priest gets a shot at it.
Possibly.
Maybe that's part of the deal. I don't know, but what I do know is that on the flip side, part of Chip Day's strategy was to bring in Gunnar Miller, who is known for beating his opponents very quickly.
Absolutely.
However, we found out just hours ago, just literally a couple of hours ago, Gunnar was involved in a situation earlier this afternoon, and we don't really know any details on it other than he was attacked by some individuals, and I didn't get any more details other than to know that he will not make it here tonight. And so we do not know at this moment who will be Hunter James' opponent, because Chip Day is going to have to scramble here to really pick somebody, and he doesn't have much time left to do it. So I don't know how this is going to play out. But we do know that Hunter James will have a pick your poison match. We just don't know who his opponent's going to be yet.
Yeah.
So the crowd will find out when we find out here at SHW60.
Yeah.
You can find out too. You just got to get down here and join us at the Action Building, 261 Marietta Road, Canton, Georgia. But moving on down the line.
Well, wait. Before
go
you
ahead.
do that, though,
Yeah,
I don't want to let this moment pass because my concern right now is how far will Hunter James go to ensure that he gets this shot and gets to pick his stipulation.
We've seen his attacks before. He'll do anything. Yeah.
And we know he's part of a crew.
Yeah.
I mean, it would not surprise me that Hunter James could be behind Gunnar Miller and this random attack.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Hunter James, he reaches pretty deep. He's not working alone. We saw an alliance just a couple of months ago that whole stable is growing.
Yeah.
Who knows who's behind this? And if Hunter James is willing to set something up with Matt Griffin and Adam Priest, how much further will he go to potentially include attacking Gunnar Miller, or maybe not physically attacking him, but maybe he's behind it. I don't know. But it smells sus to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we talked about Matt Griffin earlier. Now, we always see him in Adam Priest's corner. We also know that he's in the corner of The Wall. The Wall is a star at Action Wrestling, as is Adam Priest, coincidentally. But The Wall making his in-ring debut. We saw him make his, a debut here 2-3 months ago, whenever it was.
Yeah, back in November.
He actually attacked Cruel, of all people. And right off the bat, you got to know that this guy's either crazy or confident that he can go after somebody like Cruel.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was confidence because we saw what he did to Cruel.
Right.
Nobody's ever manhandled Cruel like that.
Nope.
But did he do it by himself?
Well,
There you go.
he had a little help.
There you go.
But nobody's been able to, like, lift him and choke slam him and do what he did. I've never seen
No.
Cruel be handled like that.
No,
Sure.
I haven't either.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
And that's all I know about the
Absolutely
wall.
shocking.
Absolutely.
Totally. That's all I know about
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know anything else.
Well, what we do know about we'll do it live.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening over there.
I don't have a clue.
Sometimes stuff happens off camera,
We're
folks,
getting
and we just
instructions
kinda,
and we're not
run along.
sure what they are, so
But
it's all good.
what we do know about the wall is that tonight his
What?
debut match is going to be against Kyle Matthews. Kyle Matthews, who we talked about earlier, look out now.
And by the way, Kyle Matthews is likely not the person to choke slam him.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
this gets interesting for a few reasons. Kyle Matthews, for one, we saw that match that he had, of course, last month, an incredible match with Adam Priest that ended up, again, kind of in a bit of controversy.
Yeah.
Which, you know, so again, I wonder now where Matt Griffin fits in all of this because, again, we now have another action guy going up against Kyle Matthews. I don't know why they're going against Kyle Matthews, what it is, but Kyle Matthews is not one to turn down a fight. And so it's going to be very, very intriguing to see what's going to happen in this particular matchup tonight. A big test for Kyle Matthews, a big test for the wall. And, you know, we talk about when people debut here at SHW, you always kind of go after the top guns, the big dogs.
Yeah.
And so you've got to wonder, is the wall planning to make a statement tonight by way of Kyle Matthews?
That'd be interesting. I mean, he's a big guy. He's done crazy things just the one time he was here.
Yeah.
Manhandling Cruel, but I cannot count Kyle out.
Never.
I cannot count him out. This is not going to be a cakewalk. This is not going to be just come in here and destroy your opponent and walk away and say, oh, I'm an action guy. I'm going to come in SHW and just do my thing. It ain't going to be that way.
Wow.
This is Kyle Matthews.
I need that as a GIF.
Oh,
Right.
We can do that.
Don't worry. It's happening.
Yeah, I like it.
Matt Griffin.
Somebody's doing it right now. They're screen capturing another phone, and
Yes.
they will gift that for us. Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, don't get me started on that mess.
Well,
Ugh.
I am excited to see the wall in action for the first time. Well, in SHW, not in action wrestling, but you know what I meant.
Yeah.
And in a singles match for the first time in his debut here in SHW. But it's going to be a clash of styles. We always talk about styles make matches. You got this big, strong dude against the technical wizard.
Yeah.
Cutting legs off.
And
Yeah.
it should be
Cutting legs
interesting
off.
to see a Kyle strategy here as he takes on the wall.
Yeah.
But moving on down the line, and actually before we move on down the line, I want to remind you now, and then also we'll remind you again at the end, that we found out earlier today our next show date will actually be Friday, March 29th. So that's 2 March shows. 2 March shows. The first couple of weeks of April are going to be very hectic, very busy. So we won't be having an April show, but we're going to give you 2 March shows. So that's tonight, SHW60, SHW61, March 29th. And that's what, 2 weeks?
3.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So there you
21
go.
days.
So yeah, March 29th, SHW61. Don't forget, go ahead and put it on your calendar,
Yeah.
and we'll remind you again towards the end here. But
Yep.
moving on down the card,
Move it on down.
some other guys making their in-ring debuts. Well, we've seen single debuts from them already. Fluffman has had a few matches. We've seen, GB. Hang on 1 second. We'll get back to it. Hang on. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Keep talking. I can do it all.
So Fluffman, of course, has made his debut a few months ago. We've seen what he can do in the ring. Legacy, Sean Legacy, is an SHW original. He was here at day one. I mean, he's been here since the beginning. Went away for a little while, went to Japan, been all over the country, been all over the world. Now he's back. I'm sorry, it's hard to concentrate.
I know.
I get it. But, so anyways, Buff and Fluff Connection,
I'm professional.
as a tag team, will be making their tag team debut tonight
Yes.
as they take on the Washington Bullets,
Yes.
who have
Yes.
quite a storied history here in the state of Georgia. It's going to be good.
I'm excited about this one. We've got the Crop Top Crusaders.
The Crop Top
Yes, the
Crusaders.
Crop Top Crusaders and the Mullet Messiah and the Galaxy's only hero.
The only one.
Cody Fluffman, Sean Legacy, the Buff and Fluff connection. It is the best thing since sliced bread in Georgia. I'm just going to say that. I love it.
And what are you looking? I was going to say, what are you looking forward to?
We're going to
Exactly,
hashtag
yep.
that one too, Steamroller.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's going to be line them up in the ring and just.
So you think it'll be both members
Yes.
of, John and Trey both laying down in the ring?
I think it's going to be
from the
head to
bullets.
toe all the way down. It's going to be, yes. If this does not happen, I swear. It's going to happen.
All right.
It's going to happen. That is going to be, I got to get my phone ready, my video.
Okay.
That's going to be the thing of the night. It's going to be the whole steamroller. Y'all just wait and see. Y'all get here. You don't want to miss this. It ain't as good on video. Trust me, it's not, because it's just not. But get here. Get here.
It's a whole vibe. It's a
whole
whole vibe.
thing.
Now I got to say this. Both of these teams are actually very established.
Yes.
Yep.
We've seen certainly the Washington Bullets here several times.
Yes.
It's our first time in SHW seeing the Buff and Fluff connection. But these guys have been working together all over the place.
Time.
They're actually scheduled next month to be in the UK.
Yes.
I mean, there's some amazing things that these guys are doing, and we've had a chance to see them in a number of places. Coming to SHW always hits different.
Yeah.
And so the question now will be, can they bring that magic that they've had everywhere else here to the action building against one of the most established teams in the Southeast?
Right.
This team is, again, very, very tenured. They've been around, 3-time tag team of the year. They are brothers. I mean, so it's really a tough task tonight, I think, for the Buff and Fluff connection.
Yeah.
They're going to need to pull out all of their tricks against the Washington Bullets.
Yeah, and to your point, GB, the Washington Bullets are legitimate brothers.
Yes.
They've been a tag team since birth.
Yes.
But here's the thing about Buff and Fluff. Again, back to your point, they literally grew up together in Augusta. They were best friends since they were little kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you heard Legacy say they were best friends. You've heard Fluff say they were best friends. That's not like a tag team gimmick thing. They are legit best friends.
Yeah.
Grew up since they were little kids in elementary school, looking at each other saying, one day we're going to be pro wrestlers.
One day.
And here they are,
and
SHW,
Fluff.
the Buff and Fluff connection. They're going to be making their
love
SHW
it.
debut.
I love it.
And I can't wait against the Bullets. It's going to be a great, great match. You're not going to want to miss it. Get on down here to the action building. But moving on down that card. Now, here is something I was very disappointed I missed last month, which was the in-ring debut of the 7'3" monster known as Chosen. He's a giant, folks. I'm telling you, you got to see him in person. And I know he destroyed the competitor last month. This month, they're going to feed him two. I shouldn't say feed him.
I think that's so funny that you just said they're going to feed him two.
He's gonna.
He said that.
He's gonna wrestle two opponents at one time.
So much for that non-biased journalism.
I'm not trying to not be. I am trying to be non-biased, but at the same time, I'm being realistic. That's what it is.
He's hungry. That's what it is.
He's
hungry.
Realistic. Because can you think of any two people that goes up against that guy and has a chance?
No.
I mean,
Not
I don't
really.
know. We don't know who he's
I
going to
don't.
go up against tonight, but we do know it's going to be two individuals, and I feel bad for them. I'm sorry. I'm praying for you.
I'm excited. I'm going to be a little quicker about getting out of the ring this time.
Yes.
I don't want to get caught in the
Please.
corner,
Yes.
but I'm excited. And I'm telling you, to be in the ring and see this man walk down this ramp and look at me over the rope, standing on the floor, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
That
It is
crazy. I mean, that's all.
It's actually amazing to see him in this ring.
Yes.
That his head doesn't hit the ceiling.
Right.
He's like legit that tall.
Right.
But what I will say is this: while some are feeling sorry for whoever his opponents are, I'm actually excited for them. And here's why: because if they beat Chosen tonight, they are made men.
Oh my gosh.
Period. The streets will be talking really loud. And here's what I know. If you follow us on the socials, whenever we post anything of Chosen, a lot of people come out of the woodwork and they're commenting and they're excited and things like that because they're pushing Chosen. That will change if these two men find a way to beat Chosen tonight. So whoever they are, I applaud their bravery and their courage. I hope they're wearing black trunks, and I hope they've got celebration planned somewhere because you're going to need all the inspiration you can get to go against
We
Chosen.
just want them to survive.
Yes.
That's all I'm worried about. I mean, have you seen this man curl these big dumbbells in the gym? I mean, it's about the size of men anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So
he's a very strong man.
A couple of months ago when he made his unexpected debut, not his in-ring wrestling debut, but just he showed up.
Right.
After the show, we had a chance to just very timidly go up to him and introduce ourselves and shake his hand. And putting our hand in his hand to shake, it was like a catcher's mitt. It was huge.
Our hands disappeared.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
This man is
I'll tell you what. We've got a huge 6-man tag team match coming up. Two of the most dominant factions in Southern Honor Wrestling, I say in Southern Honor Wrestling history, the end game and the hierarchy, they've been at each other's throats for months and months and months. So tonight we're going to see a 6-man tag team matchup between two teams. And this one's tough to call, man. I feel like this one could be anybody's game. But I will say, coming off of the main event at the last show, if you think about it, it was the end game that pulled the hierarchy out of the ring and kind of cost them the titles.
That's right. They did. This is shenanigans all day long. I mean, you've got the end game, Todd Sexton. Surely he's going to be ringside. Hierarchy, I know they're hot, mad. I know that they're looking for some revenge, and they don't have their titles anymore, y'all. And that's a whole nother story.
That is.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute.
Yeah, that in itself is enough to make you want to turn this place upside down. And then to have the end game across the ring from you being the cause of the reason you were not in there to stop that 3 count.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of mess that was, that's grounds for like revenge. Dark City street fight maybe in the makings. I don't know, but this is gonna be ugly. Yeah, this is gonna be ugly.
You know, I'll tell you this. I don't know what this match could devolve into, but it seems pretty clear to me that it's not going to be your normal, everyday, average 6-person tag match.
No way.
This isn't going to be a trios match. Let's be clear. The hierarchy does not ever need motivation to be ready for a fight. They woke up, you know, Beyonce woke up like this.
Yeah.
They woke up like this.
Right.
They're ready to fight. They're ready to bash somebody's head in. But then you take on the fact that they've had this thing going on with the end game for months, where they've been trying to best each other, and they've been costing each other titles and costing each other opportunities and all of those kinds of things. And then you now look at the fact that they are the reason why the hierarchy don't have championships right now. The hierarchy has been on a tear. Yeah. They've been running all over people between the last show and now. So, quite frankly, I'm very nervous to see what the hierarchy could do. Now, the other thing is, will the world champion be here? Will Judas be here to be a part of what's going on with the end game?
He's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be.
Match,
you know, here's what I'm concerned about. Todd Sexton always has trickery up his sleeve.
You know he does.
Yeah.
So because he does, I don't know what he's got planned.
Yep.
And so, again, if Judas is here and it's the end game in full force, this gets very interesting because, again, because of Todd Sexton, they outnumber the hierarchy, or so we think.
They?
That's the thing. The hierarchy runs deep.
They run deep.
We haven't seen them all here at one time.
We haven't.
We've only seen 3.
Right.
Or some others that
we
might
don't
be
know
here.
about.
And this
I
is,
could be part of the hierarchy.
I know.
Nobody would ever know.
There are a lot of 2-finger salutes that go up every time that
lot.
music hits. So
right.
I don't know. You never know.
It's been a week full of unusual debuts, surprise returns, all kinds of things.
To say
Will
the
that
least.
spill over into SHW tonight? Could the hierarchy have some help to cancel out the Todd Sexton problem, or should I say the high school principal problem?
There you go.
We'll find out here tonight as part of SHW.
The high school
That's
counselor.
it.
That's what it is.
That's right.
High
The
school
principal was
counselor.
too high of an elevation. I'm sorry. Too much of a promotion. You are Skeletor, the high school counselor.
Oh
there
my
we go.
God.
Oh, boy.
I hope he doesn't come after me.
You know, but hey, I will say this before we get to our main event, which is a huge death match, as you've heard.
Oh, boy.
We will get there in a second. But before we do that, we talked about the shenanigans that happened at the end of the last show involving the SHW Tag Team Championships. We got a very interesting message from our general manager, it was yesterday or the day before, on social media, where he...
Is that what you were trying to talk to him about last night?
Well, he invited Exotic Youth to SHW60 here tonight.
Oh, did he?
To get in the ring. And you didn't see the video.
I did
the
not.
video, yeah, he invited them out to get in the ring and talk man-to-man or man-to-men and see if we could work this out. And he said he promises he won't hurt them, which I took that as, yeah, but that doesn't mean
somebody else
the hierarchy won't or the grapplers or anybody else
so
that was in that matchup.
They've been invited to be in the building tonight.
They've been invited, but I will say this, I've yet to see hide nor hair, so I don't know that they'll show up, but they have been invited to show up. They have the SHW tag title belts in their possession. So I didn't know. I told you guys last week on the preview show, I didn't know if there could be like some legal situations going on there, if the police get involved for, you know, stolen property. I don't know. But hopefully we get some sort of answers or resolution or whatever, because the grapplers, there's still that controversy. The grapplers were announced as the champions. Exotic Youth are claiming they are the champions. So we'll find out, hopefully, something tonight to give us some answers. But I don't know. But the main event.
Wait, before we get there.
Do you want to touch on that a little bit? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to ask a simple question. Somebody go get Risa Tisa and ask who TF are the tag team champions. That's what we need to know. Do we need a 50-part series on TikTok to figure this out? Somebody let me know. Maybe we get down to the bottom of it tonight. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
Come on.
That's all I want to know.
That's what we got to have. We got to have an answer.
We need an answer.
You know how things work sometimes here. We end up more answers than questions.
Or questions than answers.
Or more questions than answers, I should say. But hopefully tonight, and that's what happened last month. So hopefully tonight we get some answers, or all the answers. I don't know.
Oh boy.
We'll see. But
I just want somebody to grab him by the neck and just.
It'd be nice. That'd be nice.
It'd be very nice.
I'll stop.
That'd be nice for sure. But what we do know is that we have a huge main event tag team death match, the first ever in Southern Honor tag team death match. We've seen a couple death matches throughout the course of our 5-year history, but tonight, tag team death match. We're going to see Covenant of the GOAT, Happy Madness. This feud has been brewing really since last October.
Yeah.
That's still here 5. It's going to be insane.
I'm nervous about this one.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm really nervous because you know that tag team matches don't always stay inside the ring, but death matches never stay inside the ring. I'm too close. I'm too close. We don't have any barricades. I'm too close.
Yeah.
And there's 4 crazies.
Yes.
Not just 2 going at it. There's 4. And there's going to be barbed wire. There's going to probably be razor wire. There's probably going to be explosives. There's probably going to be bats. There's probably going to be all kinds of stuff. And it's just, guys.
Yeah, I'm concerned for a few reasons.
Yeah.
We're dealing with 4 guys who are a little touched.
Yeah, a little.
Few French fries short of a Happy Meal. Elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor.
Yep.
But then they also don't like each other.
Right.
And they're very creative in these spaces. So for all the things that you mentioned, I think they could come up with things we've not seen before.
Yes.
Think about it. It was during a Rumble Jack or something where the Killbilly broke out a door with mousetraps on it.
Yes.
Who thinks like that? I'm not trying to be around a mouse or a mousetrap or a broken door, let alone all 3.
Or a bat with explosives.
A bat with explosives and firecrackers and foolishness. I don't know what we're going to see. I do know they've had time to think about this.
Yes, they have.
And again, if you think about it, Sunny Days and Sauronaro, Happy Madness, they cost the Covenant of the GOAT the opportunity to be tag team champions at the last show in that madness, that mayhem, that crazy tag team match for the tag titles that started crazy and ended crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
So death match tonight, trust me, you need to be here and probably wear some protective covering for your own safety.
I would.
And, I said it. It might have been all the way back when DDP was with us on commentary, back at Still Here 5. I think I even said it then. It's one of those things where we know that deathmatch wrestling has like a niche audience, right? It's not everybody's cup of tea. But here's the thing. Whether you like it or not, it is quite the spectacle, and it was that night, and it will be tonight, and you're not going to want to miss it. You want to see it live. Yes, please go back and watch it on ITV or WTV when it drops, but you're going to want to witness it live before that. And so come on down to the Action Building, 261 Marietta Road, Canton, Georgia, at the Action Building. It's going to be awesome. Tickets available at the door starting at $15. Kids 10 and under are free as always. And, of course, we got a great crowd filing in here around us.
You know what's cool, though, about being at the show?
What's that?
Is you can say, hey, I was there when.
Yeah.
Just like we could say, we were there for Sting's last match.
That's correct. Come on, queen of the segue.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
And you could be here for Corey Tatum Wrestling Snapshots last show.
That's right.
And just this amazing card capped off with this tag team death match. It's going to be insane. So
you're going to want to be
here.
You
guys. I can't wait. So many great matches lined up. And again, back to the tag team titles. Hopefully we get some answers there.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be an incredible show. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who might show up. But V3's here in full force.
We are here.
We're back. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be with you guys.
The team is here.
And
glad to have you back, buddy.
So until we see you down here, this has been
SHW.
This is our wrestling.
Showy.
Oh, yeah.
Attention wrestling fans. Join us Friday, March 8th for SHW60.
Live from the Action Building in Canton, Georgia.
The The Jake the Snake Legacy Champion Chip Day and Hollywood Hunter James have chosen each other's opponents in the Pick Your Poison Challenge. The two most dominant factions in SHW continue their war as the hierarchy takes on the in-game and six-man tag team action. And in our main event, the bad blood boils over as the Killbilly and Tank finally get their hands on Sunny Days and Sal Renaro when Coven of the Goat faces Happy Madness in a death match. Also in action, the Buff and Fluff Connection, Kyle Matthews, the Washington Bullets, the Wall, the 7'3" Giant Chosen, and more. Plus, after the controversial ending last month, where do things stand with the SHW Tag Team titles? Find out when Southern Honor Wrestling returns to the Action Building. Tickets start at just $15 and go on sale at the door the night of the show beginning at 5 p.m. Doors open at 7, bell time at 8. As always, kids 10 and under are free. Find out firsthand why we are SHW and this is our wrestling.